Now, final score with Troy Lynch on Fox 16.
Coming back home, seeing all this love and support, I don't even have the words.
Check swing, strike 3 called. It's the 11th strikeout for Matt Brash.
Look out below. Hello and welcome into the final score. Glad to have you with us. I'm Troy Lynch, and of course, we always start with the biggest news of the week. We had former Razorback Bobby Portis return to Little Rock 2 weeks ago after he won an NBA championship. That was a pretty big deal. Little Rock got another treat today as the first one-and-done player in Arkansas history came back to his hometown. Moses Moody, the 14th overall pick to the Golden State Warriors in this year's draft, was at Walmart for an autograph signing. It's just 2 Arkansas for you. Let's just say the fans really like him because they stood out in the crazy heat and humidity for some over an hour just to get an autograph and a picture. However, talking to all the fans today, it was definitely worth it for them.
I'm freaking out, yeah. I'm getting a little anxious, so.
We are Warriors fans now, we gotta be. But yeah, it's glad to just see the support and see that my fan base gonna follow me, my supporters gonna follow.
I was kind of shaking and excited.
He makes tough shots when nobody else can, and obviously he's gonna improve making not as tough shots, and who knows what he can hit when he's not guarded.
I'm gonna be completely honest, I really don't even think it's hit me yet. Hey, probably when I get in that locker room and look to my right, see Steph Curry, and look to my left and see Draymond Green, that's when it's gonna hit me.
How excited are you to meet him today?
Very, very excited.
He made like a lot of points in one halftime, and I can get his autograph today.
It definitely inspires like a lot of kids, to grow up and do more, because he's a young guy himself. So like for me being young and want to follow a career in basketball and stuff like that, it definitely something to aspire to and look up to for sure.
It happened fast, It feels like I was just here playing in Butter League the other day, last summer. But I'm just taking the steps, really advancing and playing on different stages. But it happened fast.
And it's always good to see the hometown heroes come on home. It was a good time talking to Moses Moody today. Hey, football is coming back this week, and the long-awaited return starts this Thursday when Arkansas high school football gets underway. So we're going to run through the top 5 teams in the preseason rankings. And of course, we start with number 5. The Lake Hamilton Wolves, the 6A state runners-up. They fought their way to the state title game with underclassmen running the entire offense, and their senior quarterback practically out for the season. With the help of the 3-headed wolf in the backfield, seniors Owen Miller and Tevin Hughes, and now junior Kendrick Martin, they have arguably the best ground game in the state. The 3 scored a combined 40 touchdowns and ran for over 4,400 yards last year. However, with quarterback Grant Bearden now the main guy behind center, with a year of experience under his belt, the Wolves are even more deadly than last year.
With Grant getting better at the passing part of his game, I feel like it's going to open up things for us for the running game.
We're going to be better than ever. Like plain and simple. And me and Tevin have been working, and we know our linemen are guys that we've been playing with our entire life.
All we care about right now is getting back to state championship and finishing through the finish line. We don't want to come up short. We just want to run through it and get that championship.
A year ago, man, we were just trying to fight. We didn't know we were going to make it that far. We just wanted to play ball, and now we know we have that strength in our set of skills. We're using it to an advantage.
It's a state championship or bust kind of year for the Wolves. Hey, at number 4, the Bentonville Panthers. In 2020, the Panthers only lost once, and that was in an amazing 7A quarterfinals game against Cabot. Other than that, out of their 11 games, they only had 2 that were decided by a touchdown or less. All the other games were pretty much blowouts, hence why they were 7-0 in conference play. And we're going to keep a close eye on that game that they have against Conway in week 2. That should be another great one. I remember last year, that was fun. Another 6A team making the top 5. And last year, Greenwood was easily the best team in the classification. A perfect 14-0 record. It's a lot of games, and it led them to another state championship. They scored 3 times more points than points they actually gave up. Their biggest loss has to be their quarterback, LD Richmond, who led them to 2 rings, was Arkansas's first team All-State last year, and was a state championship MVP. However, this team always finds a way to reload and still be a 6A powerhouse. They'll be fun to watch too. And coming in at number 2, Pulaski Academy, the reigning 5A champs from last year and the year before that. The team didn't change much from a year ago. However, for the first time in 18 years, Kevin Kelly is not the head coach. It's Razorback great Anthony Lucas, who was Kelly's right-hand man for the last few years, and we're going to continue to see this PA team that always does the onside kick or maybe go for 2 points, never punts. We don't really know, actually. We have no idea. But I guess we're going to have to wait and see. However, this team has a lot of their weapons back, including Northwestern commit Joe Hyman and quarterback Charlie Pfizer. So the biggest question is, can the Bruins be just as dominant with Lucas at the head of the program?
I got a great group of coaches around me. Coach Wyatt, Coach Taylor, Coach Thrash, and then we just hired Coach Jared Barnhill. So got a good group of supporting cast, and the community, the PA community has been great. They've accepted me. I think the players have accepted me too, and they know what I stand for, and I'm not going to change anything, and it's basically the same as what Coach Kelly's here. But I'm not Coach Kelly, but I'm so grateful for this opportunity.
Can't wait to see him coach. However, the number 1 team heading into the 2021 season, yeah, you guessed it, none other than the back-to-back state champs, the Bryant Hornets. Bryant became the first team in 7A history in Arkansas to win 3 straight state titles, and they're prepped for number 4. They did lose some key players in quarterback, now Razorback pitcher Austin Ledbetter, wide receiver that holds the most receiving records of all time in Bryant history, Hayden Schrader. Lots of new faces as the defense only returns 1 starter and the offense returns 5. James said that they're gonna be in between a rebuild and a reload year this season, but one thing's for sure, they got some pressure to win 4 in a row.
Pressure is, what builds diamonds, and we can't be good if we don't have some pressure on us. And we got to have expectations. We got to have lofty expectations. We got to have lofty goals, and I think that's what we've done here. And it's a game, and it's a game that everybody's going to work at, and they're going to try to play their best, and they're going to mark the Bryant Hornets as one of their biggest games on their schedule. And we've got to be up to the situation. It's like I told them this summer, we could ruin everything we've done for the last 3 years in a week if we don't take care of our business.
Pressure builds diamonds, but it also builds state championships in Bryant's case. It's going to be weird to see a Hornet team not led by Austin Ledbetter, but their current quarterback, Carson Burnett, he's also the real deal. So they are going to be exciting to watch this season. I cannot wait. And we're not done talking about football. Right after the break, we're going to go get into why the Arkansas defense is going to be scary this year.
You're watching Final Score on Fox 16. You're watching Final Score on Fox 16.
What we weren't expecting in 2020 besides, well, COVID-19 was how solid the Arkansas defense was going to be. And now I'm not saying that they were the best in the country by any means, but they kept the Hogs in a lot of games. Here the entire defense is back for the upcoming season. Our Nick Walters gives us a closer look to why they're going to be so dangerous in 2021.
As they say, defense wins championships, and the Razorbacks have to feel good about their unit with their season just 2 weeks away. The Hogs return 10 of 11 starters, from super seniors to rising young talent.
The guys that we have coming back, and like I mentioned, there's competition at every spot, and I don't really know that we had that last year. And I think that's made us better collectively as a defensive unit.
It's just that taking that next step of being that great defense, so staying focused every day, every period.
The Sim works so hard, and they only push me to work hard. So that's all we've been doing is pushing each other and just making each other better every day.
Standouts with the likes of Grant Morgan, Bumper Poole, and Jalen Catalon. Second-year defensive coordinator Barry Odom stuck around on the Hill despite other interests this offseason. He and his players are geared up for one last push this fall camp before kickoff versus Rice.
My challenge for our staff defensively and our team is we've got another push here to make before we're really ready to go. Guys understand the urgency of what we need to do to get there, but Hayden, you look at Grant, you look at Bumper, Edie, Andrew Parker, Woodard, there's guys that are going to roll in and play. Quote-unquote twos, they better be game ready because, you're a play away from being the full-time starter. So I think another year in the system and understanding the terminology and how they need to play, but also the way that the fits are now with the defensive line.
So how about another common football saying? Stats don't lie. The defense allowed on average 452 yards and 35 points a game last year. But could those numbers be a bit deceptive, as Arkansas's defense proved to be the strength of this team over that COVID season?
We did some really good things defensively. I didn't do a good enough job on getting us in position to win the close game.
And they're only getting better with experience.
They understand it. You know, they're able to play a little faster.
Nick Walters, Fox 16.
Can't wait to see what Barry Odom's got up his sleeve. Former Razorback and Pro Hog Patrick Beverly had a pretty crazy week after 4 seasons with the Los Angeles Clippers, helping that franchise reach its first Western Conference Finals in history. Last Sunday, Beverly was traded to the Memphis Grizzlies along with point guard Rajon Rondo. 36 hours later, he was traded again. So instead of being just a couple of hours away from where he would have played college ball, he's heading up to Minnesota to be his former coach, to be with his former coach in Houston, that he was with in Houston, and a much younger Timberwolves roster. Being traded twice in a 3-day span, it can't be fun, but Beverly sounded pretty happy about it, tweeting, quote, "So happy about the trade, new start in Minnesota, some young thirsty guys wanting to win, hashtag glory to God," end quote. Yeah, a little tension there at the end of this season with Chris Paul. He did a couple of things that, you know, some fans were not so happy about, so maybe that was a reason why the Clippers wanted to trade him. Either way, hey, when we return, we're going to have some fun. That's right, we're talking about senior superlatives. This was one of them. Performance of the week, and a couple others.
You're watching Final Score on Fox 16. You're watching Final Score on Fox 16.
It's superlative time on this Final Score on this Sunday, and we got 3 awards to give out. The first one, Performance of the Week, and it's going to go to Arkansas Travelers ace Matt Brash on a brisk Thursday night in Frisco, Texas. First game of a doubleheader, Brash gets the start. For 6 innings, doesn't give up a hit. Since there's 2 games in one day, they only play 7 innings in each of those games, so Brash was 3 outs away from throwing a no-hitter. However, he gave up a hit in the first batter he saw in the 7th. Of course, it always has to happen, right? Either way, it was a career performance for Brash. 7 innings of shutout ball, giving up 1 hit, 2 walks, and striking out 11. That is what we like to call a work day. You know, I think it's fair to say that nobody is perfect, especially referees. Their mistakes are normally yelled at them pretty harshly, but there was one moment by a ref this week. See, I'm definitely not perfect. That was easily the funniest. We got to take a look at this week's scrimmage between Catholic and Parkview. Quarterback throwing the ball, and check it out. Yeah, you're not really sure what happened. We're going to rewind this and let's get a closer look. But he throws the ball. It looks like an incomplete pass. But when we watch it again in slow motion, it's a low pass, and the receiver not only runs into the ref, but gets decleated. Yeah, does anybody know if the ref has any eligibility left? Yeah, no pads, and he's still a force on the field. Just loses a shoe, and the game's just going to go on. That's what you get for arguing a call. Don't do it, or else he's going to deck you. All right, our next superlative is the question of the week. And the reason I bring this up is because I need you guys to answer it for me. The question of the week is, should NBA champ Bobby Portis' NBA 2K rating be a 79? Well, Ronnie 2K is the digital director of marketing for 2K Sports and asked all the NBA players on Twitter if they wanted to know what their video game rating would be. Portis, he wanted to know. So Ronnie 2K answered with 79. Obviously, fans did not agree. Out of almost 6,000 votes, 76.8% said that it was too low. Portis also disagreed, saying that he started at 79 last year and that there was no way that his game stayed the same by the end of it. Something must have happened because I checked the ratings yesterday and Portis was at an 81. So I don't know. What do you think the former Hogs NBA 2K rating should be? You can also let me know on Twitter. You can find my handle at Mr. Troy Lynch. And so do it. Let me know. Let me know. Hey, don't go anywhere. We got our top plays right after the break, and they're juicy.
Hey, I'm Coach Neil Evans at Harding Academy, and you are watching The Final Score.
You're watching Final Score on Fox 16.
It's the best part of the day. We always end it with some top plays, and we make it even more fun with Words with Friends. I picked the best 5 random words and phrases you guys gave me on social media. I'll use them in these top plays, and then you're going to have to guess which ones they are. And we're chock-a-block full of great plays today. Let's get into it. Number 5, Parkview taking on Catholic in a scrimmage this week. Patriot quarterback Jalen White. People call him Trip, and I'm guessing that because he sends the football on a trip. Parker Perry makes a catch, avoids a tackler. Then he's all alone on vacation in the end zone. 55 yards for the score. That's good for number 5. Number 4, another scrimmage. Pulaski Academy. Look at this. Bryant's Carson Burnett on the throw at the blue. Tip drill, Blake Everett at the right place at the right time and gets a couple more yards out of it. The control to catch it and stay on his feet, some serious skill. And if you ever need some backup, you can call Blake. He's got you covered. And number 3, second game of a doubleheader between Frisco and Arkansas. Frisco down to position players pitching, and Julio Rodriguez sends a 54-mile-per-hour slow ball to New Jersey. Got some food at Fujiyama Mama, and then he finally came back down. That's why Rodriguez is one of the best prospects in baseball right now. Look, he's smiling. He got a good laugh out of this one, too, and so did we. That was a fun play. Number 2, Parkview and Catholic coming in. Jalen White looking for the end zone, but it is picked off. Look at number 21 going up for it. Yeah, look at that. Just goes up for that little joust in the end zone, and look at this freeze frame. Keeping the Patriots off the scoreboard and giving the Rockets the ball back. I love that play. That was really athletic, too. But number 1, back to the scrimmage against PA and Bryant. It's a QB run, and Carson Burnett does what he does. Breaks some tackles, and then boom! Oh, doctor, you know, in my medical expertise, I think it's safe to say he got smushed. You could hear that all the way from Johannesburg, South Africa. That is how loud that hit was. Just absolutely flattening a defender. Burnett, a 6'2", 210-pound freight train. I don't know if you can actually change his position from quarterback to freight train, but here's a reminder, do not get in front of him. So thank you to all who submitted this week. Special shout out to these people who gave me some words. I think the first one, what was it? It's Chock-a-Block by Zach Pockleb. Thank you so much. I actually heard of Chock-a-Block the first time from Razorback volleyball coach Jason Watson. That's some Australian slang for you. All right, what's up? We got Fujiyama Mama. Thank you, Ron Scoop, for that one. Some good stuff. That is a Japanese restaurant in New Jersey. Very famous and very good. I've never been there, but I want to go now. Johannesburg. Also never been there, but thank you, Aaron Nolan News, for that one. Yeah, I had to do a little research on that one because I didn't know where it was. Next, what do we have? Oh, Doctor. Thank you, Snyder Bryan, for that one. Former professor at the Cronkite School. Always great to hear from you. Oh, Doctor. Those go in last but not least, smushed. Not even sure if this is an actual word, but McCormick play-by-play. Thanks for that one. I love making up words. And those are your words with friends. We're almost out of time, but you're going to want to stick around after the show because I know a lot of you love the Dallas Cowboys and all of you like In Depth with Graham Bensinger. So you're going to want to watch this next episode. Hey, Graham.
Hey, Troy. This week we spend the day in Dallas with Dak Prescott. The Cowboys quarterback gives us a tour of his property.
You want to try to run a pass, go to the end zone?
And addresses racism.
I still feel funny when a cop's behind me or turns on his lights.
Plus, Dak and his brother open up about family tragedy.
I didn't do what she's always asked me to do. I didn't keep her boys safe.
All that's coming up next on In Depth right here on Fox 16.
It's going to be a really powerful episode. If you're already keeping up with Hard Knocks, this is a lot of great Dallas Cowboys content for you. But that's it for us on the Final Score tonight. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Chris, Daryl, Cassandra, and Pat, they're in the studio. And all of production, they say goodbye. You have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday on the Final Score. Yeah, looks